so you're good.
All right, cool. Yo, what's up? This your boy Aaron Cole. You're listening to the JDub561 show. Keep it live.
Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy JDub561. I am here in Virginia, Bristol, Virginia?
Yeah, Bristol.
Bristol, Virginia.
Yeah, pull up to Bristol, man.
With your boy, Mr. Gotee Records, Mr. Miracle. I know you guys love the song Miracle, been playing it on the show. I'm right here right now with Aaron Cole. So glad to have him on the show. Aaron, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
No. Thank you for being on today. And this is South Florida, but we're in freezing Virginia. It's like, what is it, like 30 out right now?
Yeah, it's stay cold
It's
out
crazy.
here. Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
For sure.
But Aaron, so your new music has been coming out, has been amazing.
Yeah.
For people that are listening right now that don't know who Aaron Cole is, can you just give them a little bit who you are, what kind of music you do, what label you're with, and just a little bit about you?
Yeah, Aaron Cole. I started rapping when I was 3. And I started singing when I was 7.
Wait a minute. He just said he started rapping when he was 3 years old. Now that's amazing. I'm sorry I had to interrupt you, but
nah, you good.
How did you start rapping at 3 years old? Obviously influence from...
Yeah. So my pops had a studio back in Bristol.
Oh, okay. So y'all from Bristol?
Yeah, I was born in Marion, Virginia, because my mom is from Chilhowie, Virginia.
Okay.
So Marion is like the closest hospital to Chilhowie. So I was born there, but I was born and raised here in Bristol. So yeah.
Bristol for life.
Yeah, for life.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up. So your dad has a studio now. Is your dad a rapper?
Nah. He was just like producing and you know what I'm saying? I think he did a little bit, but he was really he always wanted to be behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? So he was just producing, engineering, like recording us and stuff like that. But I mean, at that time, it was just other people were coming in and out of the studio. And so my uncle was a Christian rapper. And he like had his own albums and stuff like that, just in the area and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just made sure I was in every one of his sessions.
And how old were you at Jesus is the Rock?
That was 3, 4.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. That's when I was 3 when they like wrote me in, and it came out when I was like 4. So doing that for a minute. When I turned 7, my uncle was writing on my stuff at the time. So again, my pops was just like recording me, engineering, whatever. And when I say recording, engineering, I'm talking about like it was this software that we used called Hip Hop EJ4.
Okay, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah. And then we had this church mic. So my granddad was a pastor. We had a mic from the church that we took from.
Whatever it takes, baby.
Yeah,
Come
we
on.
put it on a mic stand.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't had no headphones. We ain't had nothing. It was just out loud.
You got tons of hits, probably.
Yeah. Ton of hits. You know what I'm saying? You can hear the beat through the mic.
Yeah.
All that. So my uncle was writing my stuff. When I turned like 7 or 8, he moved away. He had that just caused me to be a regular kid because he was writing my stuff. I didn't really know how to write, and you know what I'm saying, things weren't going crazy. So I was just chilling. So I was a regular kid. I kind of did some shows here and there. That's when I like got a relationship with God for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like before that, it was just kind of like I was in church. So you know what I'm saying? Grew up in church, all that. But I got a relationship with God for myself, and that's when I figured out like, man, this is my calling. This is what I want to do in my life. And so I took that to my pops, and he was just like, man, just know if you want to do this, you can't do what everybody else is doing. So from that day forward, you know what I'm saying, he was just telling me like, I can't be doing this. I gotta be working on what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Getting you focused.
So I had a lot of sacrifices. I had a lot of whatever, you know. And I called my uncle. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. He taught me how to write a little bit, and I just kind of took it from there, like watching stuff, watching documentaries, and just studying on, you know what I'm saying, what I needed to do to get to the next level and make it in this thing. I
did this whole interview with, do you know who Jude Barkley is?
Yeah.
I did a whole freaking interview with Jude Barkley.
And it wasn't
recorded. Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyways, okay, so 12 years old, and you come into your own. You're at this place like, yo, you know, I believe in God. I'm gonna follow Him, and you're feeling a calling for this rap thing.
Yeah.
So what happens then?
Yeah. Shout out to Tim Yachts.
Shout out to Tim. Good job on that mix, Tim. I got you.
Yeah. So I'm going to him. He like, man, this is on fire. But he got some other dudes that kind of record with him. And he like, man, I got, you know what I'm saying, these dudes, they want to meet you, like, next time you come through. I'm like, all right, bet, say less. So I'm just kind of looking for somebody to relate to. So I remember me and my pops was like, man, let's put them on songs, like let's take them on the road. So when I was 14, my pops put together like this promotional tour. So when I say tour, I'm not talking about like no tour bus. I'm not talking about none of that.
Yeah, but like, a circuit.
Yeah.
So lining up shows.
Yeah, so
grinding it out.
Yeah, so I think we were at the Boys and Girls Club. We was at some Boys and Girls Club, I think in North Carolina, and they were like, man, we really don't got a lot of time because the kids gotta go whatever. So can y'all like all rock together, like on the same thing, kind of just help each other with songs, whatever, because we don't have time to do this, this,
Yeah, big show.
So we're like, cool, yeah, for sure. So we do that, we rocking together, whatever. One of the dudes get off stage, and we all in the van. Again, we in a minivan, blue minivan. You know what I'm saying? No air conditioning type vibe.
Nice.
And he's like, man, I think we should be a group. That was kind of fire.
Okay.
Everybody like, nah, like I'm not trying to be in no boy band. Like I'm not trying to, nah. So next show, they kind of want the same thing. Like you really don't got a lot of time.
Okay.
This, that, and the other. So we made that kind of like a thing for the tour. Like we just gonna rock together. Like we gonna help each other with each other's songs and stuff like that. And
how many guys?
It was just 3 of us.
3 people.
Yeah.
That's not a big number. It's not too big.
Yeah, it was 3 of us. And then we had one dude that was a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, so he opened up the show. Like,
got you. Bet it up.
Yeah. So I think we really should do this little group thing. So I pray about it. I'm like, all right, bet. And one thing my dad always taught me, and just how I am, like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna put my all into it. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm doing a group, but I'm hoping my little side stuff pop off.
Yeah.
I'm in the group. Like, that's what
all
it is.
in.
Yeah. So I was almost done with my album. I literally was like, yo, here's my album. Like, whatever, like, we want to use from it, we can use. Like, whatever, like, to be open. We ended up basically using my whole album, and they just put verses on it, kind of thing. So
they stole your album.
Basically.
They gave you junk,
it's
man.
Just like, hey, man, here. We added a couple songs, like they had a couple songs, whatever, but majority of it, I was just like, man, here's my album. I've been working on these songs. They put verses on it. You know what I'm saying?
It's messed up.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? But at this time, I'm just like,
whatever, if it works.
Yeah, it's the group, whatever.
Yeah.
So we doing some shows in the area, like, again, like, making noise in the area, all that. And it gets towards the end, man, and we just started recognizing, like, the hunger wasn't the same. Like,
yeah.
What they wanted and what I wanted was not the same thing. Excuse me. And so it was just one time, like, we had weekly calls, which I still kind of keep up with, like, my management team, all that. Just weekly calls, checking in, what we got to do, all that stuff. And one of the guys was like, man, I can't make the call. And he's like, man, all right, but what's up? Like, everything good? Like, nah, I got invited to play some basketball with one of my friends. He like, what?
This dude said, I gotta play some b-ball.
Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So,
oh my god,
that was just like the first straw.
Yeah, bro. That's
so
a wake
it was
up
just
call.
it was just a bunch of stuff that just happened. I was just like, man, we was getting into fights, like. So, anyways, ended up the group ending. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I put my all into it, so I'm kind of like distraught. Like, I'm kind of upset, kind of like a little bit depressed, like, but not knowing it yet.
Yeah.
And I remember my pops called me into the living room, and he was just like, man, I need you to go in your room and write me a hit. You know what I'm saying? And what does that mean to a 15-year-old? I'm 15 at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay.
All right. Bet.
All right.
Yeah, so I wrote this song called 15 is the New 15, and I put out an EP with that.
What year was that?
2014.
2014, okay.
Yeah. 15 is the New 15. And that's actually the CD that Toby ended up hearing. So
okay. We
put that out.
How many joints on that project?
It was just like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Like, it was an EP.
Okay.
But it was just kind of like, the song was just kind of like me just going in, like.
Okay, bet it up.
Rapping, going crazy, calling people out. Like, I was going crazy. Like, I was going in.
Check it out.
Yeah, nah, don't check it out.
Okay.
Don't check it out.
He said, "Don't check it out." Okay.
Don't check it out.
I feel you. I got some old projects too, but I'm like, don't check it out. Don't check it out.
If you listen to anything from me, listen to.
Okay, the new stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cold season on. So from right on time on, you can listen.
All right.
But nah. Put that out. That's what Toby heard. So there was this guy. Shout out Chris Crockett. He's friends with Toby. He's been friends with Toby for a minute, like, and he always been friends with my pops.
Okay.
And my pops would be like giving him my stuff and be like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Toby, but you know what I'm saying, never would. Like, we wasn't that close with Chris like that, so he like whatever.
Yeah.
So we got this place here called Bella's Pizza. I kind of always come to it when I come home now.
Okay,
it's like this genre. We get these pizza muffins. It goes crazy.
Okay.
So boom.
Shout out to Bella.
Before you leave, Bella's Pizza.
Bella's Pizza.
Before you leave, go get that genre.
Pizza muffins.
Oh God, pizza muffins.
Okay, all right, check it out. Bella, I'm coming for you.
We was there. He was there. Chris. You know what I'm saying? Me and my pops was there. Chris. We gave him my CD. He was like, man, I'm gonna give it to Toby. He's like, whatever. Next day, he was in the car with Toby. Toby heard it in the CD player. He was like, oh, who is this? He's like, oh, this is my friend son here. Boop, boop, boop. I remember Chris called my pops. I'll never forget. We was in Chicago. I think we went to Chicago the next day for a show. We was in Chicago. We was in Burlington Coat Factory. Pops get a call. He talking on the phone. And if you know my pops, like, he got this big old smile on his face, like, just talking. And I was just like, man, who's this man talking to? Get off the phone. He was like, that was Chris. He was with Toby Mac. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to come out to Tennessee and meet him. And at this time, like, I grew up on Kurt Franklin. I grew up on Fred Hammond.
Sure.
I don't know who Toby is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I had no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, no idea who Toby was.
That's crazy.
I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody want to sign me, but I'm like, I don't really know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So I remember I go home, I look him up, I'm like, okay, I know what's up.
He got a couple things.
Yeah, I think I watched the DC Talk. It was like a movie that was on YouTube or something.
Okay.
Like that. I told Toby about this too. Like, it was like a movie. I think I saw it, but still, I'm just kind of like, I'm not that familiar because I didn't grow up on him. So we go to Tennessee, got this show, and it's like a golf camp. And so when I walk in the doors, and it's like I said, it's like a golf camp. So people walking around or whatever, walk in, Toby right there. I say what's up, and I just keep it moving because I don't even recognize him. Like,
Yeah.
all right, what's up? Keep it moving. And so ended up being like, oh, snap. So we ended up, you know what I'm saying, helping stuff for the show, all that stuff. I'm thinking about it's about to be a red carpet laid out for me. But it's like I'm helping set up speakers and all kinds of stuff.
That's good stuff,
you know
though,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Yeah,
for
healthy.
sure. For sure. Watch the show. End of the show, we go into like the green room, and he just said he want to chop it up with me. So we chopping it up, we talking, going back, he hearing my story and all that. And he was just like, man, I just had this thing where I don't put out artists until they're 18. So again, I'm 15 at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm ready now. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Like him, my pops pleading my case. He's like, nah, I'm ready now. He's like, man, I just had this thing. Like, I can't do it. You gotta live some life a little bit, whatever.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to be in talks, like whatever. So I'm like, all right. So at this point, I have a couple labels on the board. So a couple labels like hitting me up and stuff like that. And so I remember we went to the room and we just kind of talked about it. And I was like, man, I don't know, like I'm ready now, whatever. So I ended up signing this deal. Didn't work out. It lasted like a year. We won't even get into that. But then at the end of that, we was trying to get out of it. We talked to getting out of it, and Toby called back. It's like
So now you're what, 16 or 17?
I'm about to turn 16, so it's like it's almost a year later.
Okay.
Almost, you know what I'm saying? And Toby comes back, he's like, man, I still wanna, you know what I'm saying, talk, whatever. And my pops was like, well, we're getting out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Toby was like, well, finish that, coming to Nashville, let's meet again. And so when that happens, I meet him, and I ended up signing. And so,
At 16.
16.
Dang.
Yeah, so he put me through an artist development process and all that type of stuff, and I ended up coming out right on time when I was 18. And then
So the project came out when you're 18?
The Right on Time came out when I was 18.
All right, so you went through artist development from 16 to that point in time, obviously recording and everything.
Yeah, I was recording, I was doing shows because I had my own buzz. Like, I wasn't like some of his other artists that he
Sure.
signed, like they kind of, you know what I'm saying, nobody kind of knew him. They don't know didn't know how to record. They just singing songs, whatever.
Yeah.
He was in love with the talent. He signed them. But this, I kind of like put out stuff, all that stuff. So he was like, yeah, you could do your thing. Like you can drop some things. You can, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Just far as Gotee, like when we put you out, like we want to make sure everything is right. Like, one thing my dad said today, like they said, we're not machine gun shooters, we're sharpshooters. So
yeah,
like, we got
that's good.
Making sure everything's right. So yeah, Right on Time came out when I was 18, and pretty much the rest is history. Like that's when
it just
my
took off
career
from there.
started. Yeah,
that's awesome. Let me ask you this. So, you know, I've seen you perform, and you're a great artist and very charismatic on stage, and recording and performing. You know, obviously you're communicating the gospel. What's some other ways besides the performing aspect of your life that you minister?
Yeah. I mean, one, I would say my local church.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I just got involved in my local church, Show Heights, in Nashville. It's a church plant too, so it's like we just building up.
Yeah, a lot of work
like
to do.
That. Yeah. So that's one way for sure. And I think kind of the other way is just relationships and being intentional with the people that I have in my circle. You know what I'm saying? So the people that I can be a blessing to, that is just my average friends. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no music career going on. They just got a job. They just good peoples, whatever. It's like, man, I make sure I like tend to them and be whatever I can to them. So.
Yeah. No, it was good. And we're at this conference right now. So shout out to Kelly Cole and the Locked In Conference. It was an amazing conference. But at the conference, you shared something about serving people. And I thought that was pretty powerful. If you could maybe just share with our audience a little bit what you think it means to serve others and why you feel that's important.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people just in life like kind of mistake what it's about. You know, what life is about.
Okay.
Of just like, of it being about us. Like,
yes.
Really, my music and stuff like that, like, I got to do a lot of things to tend to feel. I got to do a lot of things to, you know what I'm saying, get me to that point, whatever, to get my music more heard. But it's really, at the end of the day, not about me. Like, it's about the people that connect to it, the people that I can impact, you know what I'm saying? And that's the real flex of, like, impacting people's lives. And so, I think just serving others and being intentional with others really makes a huge difference in your impact in your life. It's like, people can think I have a dope song, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but if nothing is impacting their life and touching them,
that's what's up.
Which is another equal word for just serving them.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't make any difference.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Aaron, you got a lot of music coming out. You're sharing with me. I don't know if I can share with the audience what we talked about earlier about your release concept.
I'm keeping it tight right now.
Keep it down low. Okay. But it's going to be good. There's some stuff. It's going to be crazy. You're not going to miss it. VA. Am I doing that right?
Yeah.
VA. 2 Up, 2 Down. So 2 Up, 2 Down is the project. Make sure you check it out. I'm here with Aaron Cole, Gotee Records recording artist. And is there anything else you want to say to our audience before we leave them?
Nah, man. Stay connected with me, man. Keep going after your dreams, and thank you, bro. Thank you for having me.
Doubt. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And definitely get connected. Connect with him on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever you connect, Twitter, and all that stuff. God bless you guys. Aaron, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
And as always, thank you guys for listening. God bless. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Dude, sick.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
much. Thank you,
doubt.
sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, the first time I heard of you,
this is America.